All right. I hear good conversation. Some if your conversation is not on topic, next time make sure it's on topic. So I told you guys I'm gonna send the message to your because I have every parents who want to sign up SAT. So basically tomorrow between 3 to 5, I'm gonna be here. So if you guys can make it here, I'm gonna go over all the SAT basic strategies, and also how to use Desmos. A lot of things you can beat Desmos, but Desmo has a lot of tricks to it, and I'll go through all that. So I'll send a message throughout to um, everybody, including your email, your parents' email, so that way they knows. So that's SAT sections tomorrow at 3 to 5, because I know some of you guys on this weekend. How many of you guys are taking this weekend? Only one, two people. That's it. You're taking one. Okay, three. Okay, but if you guys can come in, anybody is welcome. As long as they're my student, I don't want people that's not my student come out of my room and I don't know who they are. I get very weird when people that come into my room, I don't know them. Some of you guys should know that. Um, but basically, it's only an offer to my student. Okay. Just kind of teach you how a lot of basic things that what's the things you're gonna pay attention to. What's the things that you have to use Desmos. Sometimes which one you do not use Desmos. Um, what kind of thing you should expect the most. So basically tomorrow 3 to 5. I'm staying here just to help you guys. But if you can make it, you can make it. If you cannot make it, that's your loss. So does that make sense? Okay. All right. So homework questions. Let's start with the first section. Uh, let's start with a double angle. We will start with double angle identity, right? Okay, which one? Which question? Yes. Number three is that says tangent to data. Okay. So it give you a alpha and data out there. So first of all, they give you data is 3, 4, 5. They give you a alpha 24, 7. Is that 25 here? I believe. If you do put the diagram, it should be 25. But they say tangent of 2 data, which they are referring to this one. Is that okay? That's equal to sine of 2 data over cosine 2 data. Does that make sense? 2 sine data, cosine data, because the identity. Cosine 2 data, there's 3 different kinds. Which one you prefer to use? Doesn't matter. Okay, that's fine. Okay. What is 2 sine data? 2 sine data is opposite. Opposite is what? 3 over 5, right? Times what? 4 over 5. And cosine data is 4 over 5 squared minus 3 over 5 squared. Is that okay? 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24 over 25 over 25. This one is going to be 16 minus 9, I think. 7 over 25. So it'll be 24 over 7. Is that okay? That's it. Next question. Yes? 11. Given this cotangent theta is equal to 2, theta lie in quadrant 2. Quadrant what? 3. They say, can you find sine 2 theta, cosine 2 theta, tangent 2 theta? So for me, if I can find tangent 2 theta, I can get all the question that, I mean, they are kind of sequential. You can find each individual, right? So sine 2 theta, you should write it down, is 2 sine theta, cosine theta. Now you want to draw a triangle based on third quadrant. Cotangent is 2, so it's 2 over 1. Does that make sense? So which one's is any negative or any positive? They both are negative. You gotta be careful because of third quadrant. So which one is 2? The adjacent or opposite? It's actually adjacent because it's cotangent. That is gonna give you that Pythagorean identity, Jayla. Pythagorean identity. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. You're not telling me I didn't cover this. You have to pay attention. If you don't know how to do something, ask in class. Don't ask me after school. Because I need you to understand before you leave the classroom. I don't mind how slow I go, but I do mind you don't ask me a question. And you ask me after class, and I get mad. I will tell you to look at the notes. I gave Jayla a hard time last Friday. It's not because I don't care about her. It's because I need you to learn your study skills. That means when you're taking the notes, that notes have to use for something. That means you have to go back, try to understand the notes before you leave the day. If you don't understand, there's no point of doing this. So C is equal to square root 5. So now we got this side square root 5. We got all three sides. One's got three sides. Good. 2 sine theta. It's going to be -1 square root 5, I think. Cosine is -2 over square root 5. -4 over 5. That's the final answer. Positive, you're right. Cosine of 2 theta. What is it? You can use a different one now. That's experience. That says 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. I can use this one. 1 minus 2 times, I don't know. Is it -1 over square root 5 squared, I believe. Is that what you get? And then just sine over cosine. So tangent 2 theta equal to sine 2 theta over sine 2 theta. Sine 2 theta is what? 4 over 5, right? 3 over 5. So it's what? 4 over 3. And that's it. Bennett, don't tell me you don't know how to do it. You're a smart person. There's a I think sometimes you guys don't take accountability for your own action. That's the problem. The problem is like, oh, I don't know how to do it. And you think that's just like a thing to get away with. But at least like I have really a lot of respect for certain people, certain individual here. If they didn't do homework, they'd be like, yeah, I didn't do it. Like Robert, I didn't do it. I respect that more than like I don't know how to do it. I don't know if that makes sense. I respect that at least you're honest to yourself says I didn't do it. There's a difference. There's a difference is you say I don't know how to do it or I didn't do it. I'm sorry I didn't do it. Okay. I have more respect with that person than the person that says I didn't know how to do it. You didn't know how to do it is you want to do it, you didn't try. Don't be lazy because there's no way you'll survive next year if you says I didn't do it. And there's no reason for register AP class if you're gonna be lazy. Because next year is gonna be 3 times harder than this, I promise you. Every single student will tell you that. The homework is no longer 20 minutes. It's gonna be 40 minutes to 60 minutes. Sometimes even 2 hours. Depends on your skill is. And you're gonna feel like a failure so many times until you start coming through. But takes a lot of momentum to push through. There's no way that you guys can do this without it. Say, no work. Next question. 59. Did I assign 59? Okay. 59. Hold on a second. Did I assign 59? Oh, I did. Sorry. Okay, 59. Okay, 59 is a good question. So they say tangent of alpha. Now realize they are alpha, not theta. -3/4, quadrant 2. And cosine of beta is equal to 1/3. Beta lie in quadrant 1. Jada, which one's quadrant 2? After left. So you have to draw out your quadrant. And you have to draw out your reference angle, triangle. If you don't do that, not get it right. Ian, did you do this one? Okay. So Jada, which one is 3 and which one's 4?
3 is on like the flat side.
Which one is flat side? They're both flat.
The opposite.
Which one's the opposite?
On the left.
On the left, 3. Okay. This side? And which one's 4?
4 is on the bottom.
Okay. Now there's one negative sign. Which negative sign belong to? Is it 3 or 4? Why?
Because 4 is on the negative side.
There we go. Okay, so that's a good start. So this is 3, 4. Do you know what's this side?
5.
Good. It's 3, 4, 5 triangle. You need that for SAT. I'm gonna do that for cosine beta. Beta is in quadrant 1, so I'm gonna do quadrant 1. Everybody know what quadrant 1 is. This is a 1, this is a 3. Now, what is the third side? 1 is the, oh, sorry, my bad. So 1 is on the bottom. What's the third side, Jada? You still didn't know. I'm gonna teach you one more time here. Don't tell me I didn't teach you. I don't mind to teach you, but I do need you to look at the notes. And use a red pen right now if you don't know how to do it. Do you have red pen? Red. Because all you think is black. So you can do a modification. This is what you need to understand how to do something. For most of you guys, I don't care how low the math skill you are. I care if you try. And try, you also need to try correctly. That means when you do homework, you make a mistake or you don't know how to do something, you do adjustment. Okay? So you don't know how it is. Ian, can you teach me?
It would be 2 root 2.
2 root 2. Okay, so how do you get 2 root 2?
Well, it's 8. It's 9 minus the 1 squared, which would be 1. So that gives you 8. And since 8 can be separated into 4 and 2, you take the square root of 4 being 2, and then you have 2 times root 2.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You're going a little bit too fast for Jada. So I'm going to say a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. C is always the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is the side that's facing 90 degrees. Are you following me? Don't look at me, look at there. Facing 90 degrees. Does that make sense? So that's going to be 3 square. Look, this is a good SAT skill. 1 square plus b square. Now you solve for b because of this 1 plus b squared equal to 9. Subtract 1 on both sides. B squared equal to 8. B is equal to square root 8 plus minus. Why? Because square root both sides must be plus minus. Sometimes it can be plus, sometimes it can be minus. This is a 2, this is a 4, this is a 2, this is a 2. Group 2, 2 root 2. So it'll be 2 root 2, and it's positive. So we're finding all the information here. Now we just have to figure out what do they want. They want a cosine of a plus b. Okay, cosine of a plus b, which is, this is a, sorry, I should do a better job. This is beta, and this is a. So let's change this. So cosine theta is equal to cosine, cosine, sine, sine. Alpha, beta, minus. Now, a lot of people do this because I saw Neil did this last Friday. Is she put up, she says it's cosine of a fraction. No, that cosine alpha is a fraction. And a lot of people do that on the test as well. I promise you, a lot of people don't understand. They say cosine of that is equal to, but the cosine alpha is a fraction. Cosine alpha is -4/5. I didn't make a mistake. Is that okay? Don't let write a cosine in front because cosine's already gone, because cosine alpha is equal to that. Is that okay? Now, cosine of beta is what? 1/3 minus sine of alpha is what? 3/5. And the sine of beta is what?
Root
2 over
2 root 2.
no, over 3.
2 root 2/3. Thank you. So they both 15. Common denominator, this is -4 minus 6 root 2, I believe, because this 6, you don't distribute it inside a radical. And that's it. And that's your answer. Is this hard? How many of you guys got it right? How many of you guys got it wrong? Okay, do you know where you guys did it wrong? Where?
That stuff on the I put the sign in the cosine.
Okay, so use a red pen, go change it. You have an iPad. Change it to a red. Says don't make mistake. Yes.
How did you know to use cosine a plus b? It's written in
It's written in question. The question says find the exact value following given condition. Cosine alpha plus beta, A. B, sine of A plus beta, C, tangent of A plus beta. And all those questions, this on the bottom is based on those three parts. Make sure you read the instructions. On your SAT now, a digital SAT, a lot of times reading instructions. You had to read the last phrase twice. Next question was sine of A plus B. This is the only question I'm going to go through because this one's pretty expensive. The only one's difference around is 63. 63 actually told you which quadrant is. They say pi to 3 pi over 2. Ashton's like, I don't know what it meant. I think Ian is the one, Ian or Brendan is the one that told her says, okay, well, that just means from pi to 3 pi over 2, that's quadrant 3. And the 3 pi over 2 to 2 pi is actually quadrant 4. Is that okay? I'm going to do sine A plus B. So what is sine A plus B? Well, this is sine A cosine B, cosine A, sine B, and just plug in. I don't know what sine A is. I'm just going to look at the previous question. Cosine B is 1/3 plus cosine A is -4/5, and the sine B is 2√2/3. I don't know if I did it right. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. 1/5 plus, oh no, 1/15. No, 3/15. Sorry, I'm just going to common denominator because this is a -4/2. -8√2. So it'll be 3 minus 8√2/15. I don't know if that's the right answer, but double check my. Is this okay? Now, is this divided by this? For tangent of A plus B. There was a double angle. There was a sum and difference for tangent. I just don't want you to memorize it. I think that's too much memorization. But there was I can give it to you in a second. But it's not a big deal if you don't know it, because I like kids memorize less, understand more. Okay, so that's equal to sine of A plus B over cosine of A plus B. In which is that's equal to 3 minus 8√2/15 over -4 minus 6√2/15. And this one's 3 minus 8√2 over -4 minus 6√2. And there should be an answer here, and that's it. And that's one good question there. Yes. Good question. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth. As a teacher, we lied to you, like you had to rationalize a denominator. Here's the reason why we lied. We lied to you because it's easiest to grade. So everything is consistent. Now, if you get to this part, you want to rationalize, actually make it more ugly. So actually even harder to grade. So the truth is, rationalize is not necessary. You are getting to the point that high enough says rationalize is not really necessary. But it's necessary for SAT. Because all your choices A, B, C, D, they don't want to give you, the student will come up with an answer without rationalize, and they see nothing that is matching. So, but they don't want to provide the one that's not rationalized and not providing the other one. So they can only provide one choice. So they will prefer that says the choice is always rationalized. Does that make sense? Now, in this case, that if you rationalize, it actually makes more complicated. So, Robert, put your phone away. If you are trying to rationalize something, usually you rationalize with the intention to make looks better. So this one you rationalize is gonna look a little bit more uglier than before. So I probably won't do it. And besides, there's so many math mistakes can happen here because you distribute that. So the time that you need to rationalize, usually something like just very simple one term that's rational, the square root of 2 on the bottom, you need to rationalize. Or 1 minus root 2, the top is not like something complicated, top is just a number, that's fine. But top is something that is a binomial. If I expand it, it's going to be more worse. So it's not necessary. So the answer is like this, it's fine. I don't know if that makes sense. But yes, we lied to you. But just pure for easy to grade. Especially my test is all hand graded. So sometimes you rationalize, I'm not penalize you, but a lot of time you need you need to do it for standardized tests. Now for calculus, it's an LFRQ, then you not rationalize the even on here, if you not for FRQ this year, if you didn't rationalize, they won't take points off because answer is answer. Doesn't matter it's 2/4 or it's 1/2. It doesn't matter. Answer is answer. Though if you're in math competition, that'd be different. You have to simplify all the way, so that's unfortunate. Questions? Yes? No? Maybe? Can I move on? Okay. I didn't want to go over too many questions today, but I want you to simplify this. I want you to prove this. So yes, you still had to prove something here. So I want you to prove this. So which side is more complicated? Okay, so start with right side. So remember tomorrow between 3 to 5 here. Got it? Julia, your question? What up for those 2 more weeks?
Yeah, Tuesday.
So after spring break, you guys are done?
I think either week after spring break or after.
Depending on how far you go.
Yeah.
Are you guys better than Dr. Philip? No.
Really strong.
Yeah, that's stronger. I saw that goalie just throw from one side to the other side and score.
Play the other thing.
Yeah.
Like, one of the best things to do.
Yeah. The game I saw, like, I think he didn't, like, it wasn't on time, but he's like, throw it now. The coaches are yelling because the second running out. There's like 2 seconds left. And when you realize when you throw it out, is the time's already up, but you're straight ready to go. Oh, wait. That's it. And coaches started yelling at me. Should throw it 1 second already.
Especially very aggressive.
It's... He's probably European. Ian, there's a question on the board. You need to prove the right side to equal the left side. Anybody's done? Nice. Okay. Somebody open the door for me. It's not your fault. It's okay. It happened a couple times already, huh? Maybe I should do. Actually, no. I was gonna say maybe I should go drive a bus. Then said no, no bus is gonna be the whole very late. Plan before you think. Like a lot of time, that you jump in the you jump the gun. You say, "Oh, let's do this." Well, think about it first, though. I mean, you should spend around 15, 20, 30 seconds to plan out what you're supposed to do. Now, how many people got it? Besides Bennett, nobody got it? And Bennett, you telling me you don't know how to do homework? That's obviously a lie. You got it? All right. Sine of 2 data is pretty easy. Sine of data is 2 sine data, cosine data. You can always change it to that. Cosine 2 data has 3 choices. Cosine squared data minus sine squared data. You should know that from your notes. Your notes. Yes, your notes data. Okay? If you don't have it, write it down. Cosine 2 data is also 1 minus 2 sine squared data. Cosine 2 data is also, cosine 2 data is also equal to 2 cosine squared data minus 1. So there are 3 options here. Now, obviously, you think about it, there's one option that's better than the other option. So if I have option A, B, and C, which option I will go to? Why B? That's not a reason, but B is the right choice. I don't think that's a logic yet. Ian, what'd you say?
Have a constant 1, so it's 1 minus, you can give rid of the 1.
Do you see what he's saying?
Leaves the negative 2 sine squared.
Yeah, so you get rid of the constant, which is that's the one that maybe is causing you more issues. So 1 minus 2 sine squared theta over sine 2 theta, which is 2 sine theta cosine theta. Because this 1 cancel out, that's going to be 2 sine squared theta over 2 sine theta cosine theta. Now you're gonna say, if I work with the other one, would I get a right answer? Yes. It's just longer, I think. All of them correct, exactly. So now this one is going to be 2 sine data times sine data. Why? Because they are sine squared data. I can split 2 sine data cosine data. So this two cancel out. That's equal to tangent data, and that's done. So remember, you can pick the right choice. You have a choice. Math is not always one way, but you understand the idea. You don't need a lot of things, but you don't understand the idea, then you need a lot of situations. Yes. What?
When you cross out to sine data, what is that obviously?
Cosine data. Does that make sense? How much time I have? Okay, so today, since too many people is not here, I don't want to cover new things, but I'm gonna introduce you a half angle identity. It's not something I will test. It's not something AP exam will test, but I will introduce to you. And I might show you how to use it, but again, it's not something I will test. Now, since too many people is not here today, everybody's taking part, I didn't want to introduce that. It's a very important topic. The important topic is going to start tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday is probably like a review of all the things that can happen, and Friday is a test. Got it? So that's test of all the trigonometry. So we're done with trig. Actually, not entirely. Sorry. Not entirely done with trig. We're done with majority part that's important on the trig that will be on AP exam. I'm also gonna cover a part that's not on AP exam, which is law of sine, law of cosine. I think polar will be on it. I'm not entirely sure. I think polar will be on it, so we're gonna go with law of sine, law of cosine, which is you already learned geometry in a geometry, but we're gonna reinforce that. Yeah. Thursday is a block period for what?
Like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have block periods. Wednesday and Friday we only have like 30 minutes.
Block period is for how long?
I think it's like an hour and
Can you check the schedule? Make sure it's Wednesday. If it's Wednesday, then the probably first half hour is review, and then second hour is gonna be a test.
we have a block of Thursday, and then on Wednesday and Friday we have 30 minutes.
Wednesday at what?
Wednesday and Friday we only have 30 minutes in this class, but then on Thursday we have like an hour.
Okay. So then test on Thursday then. Okay. Can somebody send me that schedule? I don't want to look at my email, so I don't know. Okay, so well, at least let me know which kind of identity I'm gonna tell you like all the identity I need you to know for the next year and this year. So I'm gonna start with, this is like third time I rewrite this, so I just really want you to know this. So start with the quotient identity. Start with the reciprocal. This one is gonna be sine data, cosine data, tangent data. That's equal to 1 over what? Cosecant data, 1 over secant data, and a 1 over cotangent data. And then the second side will be cosecant data equal to 1 over sine data. Do you guys already know this? If you don't know this, you have to know it, because so that's the reciprocal identity. Quotient identity is going to be tangent data is equal to sine data over cosine data. cotangent of data is equal to cosine data over sine data. Very, very important. We used for yesterday, double angles, right? Pythagorean identity is going to be sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equal to 1. I don't need you to prove from a squared plus b squared equal to c squared now, because we've done it once and I don't want you to do it again. Knowing that those two can change into conversion, what are those two? Sine squared theta equal to 1 minus cosine squared theta, and cosine squared theta is equal to what? 1 minus sine squared theta. We can use it later. Next one, I can divide it by sine, so that's going to be 1 plus cotangent squared theta is equal to cosecant squared theta. That is the second Pythagorean identity. The third one is going to be tangent squared theta plus 1 equal to secant squared theta. So we got all the Pythagorean. SMS and CSO, so sum and difference. What is sum and difference? Sine. I'm going to write both in one equation, so it's going to be A plus minus B, that means two equation, equal to sine, cosine, cosine, sine, A, B plus minus, because that way I can tell you there's two equations at once. So they're two separate equations. I'm just too lazy to write both. Cosine of A plus minus B is equal to cosine, cosine, sine, sine. So that's a CSO. You should have this memorized by heart right now. And the double angle we just learned, 2 theta equal to 2 sine theta cosine theta. And cosine 2 theta is equal to cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. 1 minus 2 sine squared theta, or 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. So minimum at this, calc 1. Calc BC, there's a power reducing. So I'll finish that up at a lesson later. What? No, I didn't give a quiz. Yeah, I will give power quiz later. You look like you didn't do your homework. You need to do your homework, sir. Why you didn't do your homework? Did you win?
We're getting the save. Not school.
Well, you didn't win your scholarship. Are you going to national?
No, I got my first place. It's crazy. We beat Wakaiba though. That's all I really wanted.
Who won the first place?
Strawberry Field, some by Plant City.
Yeah. That's a high school. They have good math competition team too. Is it a big school?
It's a fancy school.
Is it?
Yeah, we were happy though because we beat Wakaiba. Our school rivaled with VP for like most sports. Culinary is Wakaiba because culinary gets a lot of money in Wakaiba. We got 5th place. They didn't even place. So when I was walking up and got our stuff, I took a tiny little video of one of them crying, and it made me really happy.
Because they were shit talking us the whole time.
Look at you, a vicious person.
I could nothing else. They were shit talking so much with it.
I mean, if they trash talk you guys, then that's I
And they were
guess
shit
that.
talking our food. And,
He was bad as them.
oh, have a- Do you guys have a-
Anyone want to buy some?
Yeah. Do you have some with you right now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have Goodman's,
Um,
Big Bucket ones, and these.
That's a very flamboyant shirt.
Yeah.